Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Don Talk. This is episode Trey. Daughters, women, and the way we show up. That's the topic here, Ron. So before we get started, how you doing, brother? Let's just start off with that. The realness. How you doing?
Oh, I am drained. But you know what? It doesn't matter because no matter how we feel, how men feel, we gotta show up. Period.
Got to. Got
So
to.
I'm
But
I'm showing up today.
but you gotta release it somehow. So you're drained. What you mean by drained? What's draining you?
Well, what draining me? It's just a lot of work and things like that. Things that I had to do prior to this. But other than that, as far as my life, health, all that, I'm golden.
Hear you. I hear you. That's what's up. That's
What
what's up.
about you, man? Don't forget about you.
I'm good. Things was hectic for a while of trying to find balance in work, trying to make sure I keep my job, and make sure I'm a perfectionist, so I'm always like operating from a sense of urgency.
Hmm.
So I think we're in a good space right now of just like not coasting, but preparing for the uphill battle so we can make it easier. So everything's good. I'm gonna head over to Arkansas this weekend to see a track meet.
Oh,
And
really? Okay.
yeah, I'll make that little drive, go see a track meet, see a friend. I'm good, man. No complaints. No complaints.
Is it a female friend?
No, it's one of the homies that I worked with at University of Miami.
Yeah.
He's now at Arkansas, and I've even as a student athlete, I never competed at Arkansas. Always wanted to. So I'm like, It's a 7-hour drive, but I'm like, F it. I got to go see the homie. They got a big track meet. I'm going. So I get my track fix in.
There you go. Do your
Yeah.
thing, man. Sounds
All right.
good.
So what you sipping on tonight? What's the drink of choice
Uh,
tonight?
this is a little Cabernet.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm feeling wine like, man. So you're gonna see
Okay.
me. I'm a little cooler than usual.
Yeah. All right. All right. So we're gonna get to laid back Dar'Ron today. Well, I don't know what mic you gonna get today because I got this Uncle Nearest single
Oh, okay,
single
okay,
barrel. You know, uh, we'll see how this talk goes.
okay.
Because when you get the unk in you, you never know. You never know
You
how it
never,
goes.
you never know. Oh, yeah. Right? Then you can X that when you get the unk and you out, right? That could be taken in so many ways.
Yeah, when you get the Uncle Nearest in you, like there we go.
Okay, with the uncle
All right.
nearest drink alcoholic beverage.
Yeah. Yes. 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 Cheers to that. Cheers to you, brother.
You too, man. Good seeing you today too.
Always, man. I'm so glad we're doing this, man. I know we always talk about how we've known each other since birth, as you say. We haven't talked that much, and I like this because it forces us to get to talk to one another and really dive
Absolutely,
into like the things that we need. We need to fellowship more.
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
I love the fact that we're doing this, man. And if we can help one person, two people, three people in the process, my day is
Let's
made.
do it. Absolutely, man.
All
I'm
right.
with that.
All right. So let's get this party started. Daughters, women, and the way we show up. That's you. The last episode, you came up with you dropped the hammer with the question right off the back. All right. You didn't even let us get warmed up. So now it's my turn to ask you the question. All right.
Okay, okay.
And I'm looking over here. If I'm not looking here, I'm looking at my notes over here. So, how do daughters change the way men see themselves? Or did you? Let's start off. How many daughters do you have?
I have two daughters, a
Okay.
teenage daughter and a 4-year-old daughter.
Okay. And how did they change the way like you saw yourself? And this is like you saw yourself, and does that apply to men across the board?
Man, actually, it's a lot, man, and I'm glad you asked that question because my daughter was my first child, right? So not only does your first child change you, but when your first child is a daughter, that's like a double change.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Um, it made me look at, I would say, myself. Like, it made me look at the way I used to treat, women, the the way I used to talk to women. It made me look at all that, and it helped me realize, you know what? While some men will raise their daughters like princesses and things like that, I'm raising my daughter to be able so she can actually handle knuckleheads like me.
Well, you're not a
I
knucklehead
need
no
her.
more, but the knucklehead you used to
I
be.
can be knucklehead. I used to be. I'm a knucklehead sometimes today, man. I ain't gonna even front. But what I mean by that is, I don't shield her from a lot of things.
Mhm,
I let her know how men think. I let her know how men feel. I share things with her, just to kind of give her an example of, what men actually go through sometimes that they don't show. Because when we were growing up, our dads didn't show anything.
mhm.
They didn't show anything as far as feelings. You know what I mean? And I'm raising my daughter to make sure that she understands the man's feelings, understand that she can either be spinach to the man or his kryptonite.
Mm. Spinach as in
Like
Popeye the
Popeye,
Sailor Man.
like
Okay.
she,
Make 'em strong.
she can make them stronger, and if she knows what she is doing, she'll be
Mhm,
able to create an incredible, even more incredible man than he thought he could be.
mhm. Now, here's the kicker. Does it just have to be a man? Why it can't be a partner in general?
Because I don't know the other side.
Mm,
I'm letting her know what, from a male perspective, me. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? As far as her mom, she'll let her know from a female
No, do you
perspective.
do you know what I'm talking about? Like, what if she
Yeah.
doesn't
Oh,
what
oh.
she's not into what she's not into men?
We talked about that, and
So,
I asked her all the
yeah.
time. Yeah, I asked her, and I asked her that. You know what I told her? I said, "Listen." I said, first I asked her, does she, prefer men or women? She says, "Well, I don't know, but I want to marry a man." She
Mhm.
straight up said me that. She's like, "But I don't know." And I
Yeah.
said, "All right, this time you should be able to ask your kids that, and it's just like that's their life. Do what you do." You know what I'm saying? But I think it's important that she knows that, I'm open to talking about it if it does come up,
Mhm.
and if it doesn't, no, oh well.
Yeah. I gotcha.
All right, what about
Okay.
you, man? You asked me this question, same question to you.
So, like you, my one and only child it was a daughter. Is a daughter.
Yes.
Um, I had her at the age of 22, 23,
Hmm.
and blew my mind because I wasn't expecting her. It was a child out of wedlock, a
Yeah.
broken relationship too.
None of us was
So,
expecting her.
yeah.
But
Hey,
blessing,
listen,
blessing. I let that
I
go now. Definitely
remember
blessing.
okay, before we go on, remember I don't know if you remember the night I met her mom.
Vaguely,
And
but I
we was at the airport Marriott
okay.
at a church convention. And I was like, I met her and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna talk to her, I'm gonna holler at her. And
Yeah.
then one of y'all said, don't do it. Well, I remember that. One of y'all said, don't do it.
Hey,
Uh,
that's a whole nother episode, man.
okay, all right. But
But
so,
there's something good that came from it.
oh, it's a blessing. The only thing that
Indeed.
I wish that her mother was still the active part of her life, and that's a different story. And we may get into that during this. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
So she changed my life. I I wouldn't say I was on a path of like about to run amok, but I think I know I was going into my senior year of college.
Mhm.
Was at the top of my athletic game. I was about to like graduate and have some fun, right?
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
graduate and have some fun. That's where my mind was at. Whatever that fun was like, okay, I'm going overseas. I'm gonna compete in track and field. I'm gonna make some money. I'm gonna live a life. Like, bam, daughter comes. Um, change the game. Uh, it made me slow up and sit back. Okay, like what? Not what's best for me now. Like what's best for us. And I had to that took back. Now I have to think about every action that, even though I was not perfect at all, was not perfect in every decision I made, but my mind was always thinking about every action that you take now is going to affect her.
Right, right.
So that, whether it's being present, ensuring that, okay, I want to make sure she's present, because whoever she ends up with, she's going to look at, my mindset was she's going to look at who her father was and how her father showed her love, and that's going to be her interpretation of love.
Now she's grown now. Has
She's
that happened?
25.
Has it happened?
In some way you lose track of the kids when they become teenagers. They end up doing their own thing.
Right, right.
um, she, I don't know if maybe one day we'll have her on here, but I don't know if she completely understands how she should be treated. And I think that's more from lack of self-esteem. I know she struggles with her mom at one point in time. Well, I know she still struggles with, not the fact that her mom's not in her life right now, of why her mom didn't want to be in her life. So that neglect factor she struggles with. I can't speak for her, but I don't know if she wants a relationship with her mom right now. I don't.
Okay.
But I know she struggles with, why didn't she want me? And I think that hinders her confidence. But
She doesn't think that she's enough.
I have that same problem. So, and I now, I don't want to overcompensate by spoiling her as a 25-year-old woman. I don't want to continue to spoil her and hold her hand to try to show her she's enough, but not let her continue to experience real life so she can
Right.
fall, dust herself off, and get back up and do it again, and
And
try
that's what
again.
I'm talking about. That's what has also changed the way I do things. I just want to make sure that my daughter, if she falls, she knows how to get back up,
Yeah. Hmm.
because they will fall.
Right. 100. You have
You
to
know,
let them.
you
You have
gotta
to let
let
them.
them, and we just have to be there, a call away. Because we're still their support. That's
Hmm.
never going to stop. We're going to support them the best way we can. But it's gonna be up to them, man. And we're hope. It is our hopes. It is my hope that whatever I taught her helps. But you have to remember, our kids, they had a village, man.
Yeah, you're right.
It was
They
a
did.
village. So it not it, she got a little bit of you, a little bit of this person, a little bit of that person, a little bit of that person, and that is who creates our
Hmm.
kids,
Yeah.
the type of person that our daughters will become.
Yeah.
Is
It
is
truly takes a village, like you said. Truly takes a village. I say I was a single parent from the time she was one and a
Mhm.
half, because that's when I took her. I've had custody of her, whether I had custody of her. Let me see how to say this right. I've had full responsibility of her since she was
Mm.
one and a half. I got full custody of her when she was about 5 years old. So, um, that I took her to grad school.
Mhm.
Like, you know,
Oh, I
like,
remember. Yeah.
so just so people are aware, like the backstory, um, daughter was born in March. I was still in school. I finished, got back home. Her mom was in LA. I got back home. First I didn't think she was mine. I didn't think she was mine. So got a test. She's 4 months old now. I got a test. She's 99.99% mine. Cool. I'm there.
Mhm.
So I would get her on the weekends. I would I was working at Starbucks from 5 a.m. to
I
noon.
I
You
remember
remember
that.
that? Good old Magic Johnson Starbucks on
Yeah.
Latte. And then I would drive up to Cal State Northridge and coach track and field for
Oh,
the
wow.
afternoon, evening.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow,
And I
okay.
would do that during the week, and then her mom was in Bakersfield, so at Friday afternoon, I would start my drive to Bakersfield, pick her up, and bring her back to LA. So now it's an hour and a half to Bakersfield, 2 hours back to my house, my parents' house. And then I would have to drop her back off on Sunday. So I'm like, that's not even, a full 3 days. That's like two and a half, if that,
What car
of,
did you
of that
have at
hour.
that time? Which car? Was that the VW?
Yeah, yeah, the Passat,
The
the
white
the
one?
nine. No, I had the red one, the red Passat.
The red one side.
I think it was a red Passat. I
I
think
know
so.
one of y'all had the white. Probably was your
It
brother who
was
had the white.
Earl. Earl
It was
had the
that
white
one.
one, and then I
Okay.
ended up purchasing it off of him later on. So yeah. That
That's
was that
another
was my
episode.
life. Yeah, that's another episode. So then that was me for a while, and then the weekend would turn into a week, right? And
Mhm.
then the week would turn into a couple weeks, and then a couple weeks would turn into I would have her for an extended period of time. So um, end up her mom ended up taking, I don't want to go into too many details. Her mom ended up taking her back before I went back to grad school. So during this time, this is part of this is how did she change the way I saw myself? During this time, I had a degree from Purdue. Did I apply myself to the fullest to earn that degree? No. So now I'm working at Starbucks, coaching, which I was having a good time doing it and trying to raise a child with the help of my parents and other family that's in LA. It was killing me. 5 a.m. to, you know, 8, 9 p.m., sleep for 3 hours, get back up, do it all again. So during that time when she was with us during the week, parents were very integral in like helping me out,
Yeah.
you know.
Right.
But then during that time, I also was like, this is not sustainable. I have to do better for us because at the rate that I'm going, I'm not going to be able to take care of us, me and her. So I had to find my way back into grad school. So that's what I did. I did whatever I had to do to get back into grad school or to get into grad school, not back, to go back to school, to better myself, to show myself that I could do better and have a better future for us. So
Okay.
I did that, ended up back at Purdue for grad school, but her mom reappeared and she ended up staying with her before I left. I'll put it that way. That's the kind way of saying it. um, when I came back for Christmas break, she, my daughter has been at my parents' house for over a month. So I'm like, all right, well, cool. Well, she's coming back with me. So now, no plan. I got two roommates back at in grad school. So I call them and say, I'm bringing my daughter back, you know. And they're like, all right, bet. So I go back to grad school, and two of the homies to my friends to this day, Bobby and Tim. I remember the first week of school, I didn't have no plans, no preparation. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but like I just had to step up big time. I was like, Tim, need your help. Bobby was my roommate. So I think he was in class during this time, but like, Tim, I need your help. My classes are from 5 to 8, in grad school. I said,
Yeah.
so
Oh, yeah.
Tim, can you come and watch her? She put on Winnie the Pooh. She will not move. If it stops, repeat that sucker. Just play it again. And so I bottles, food, had everything set. I'm going to class. Tim ends up calling his girlfriend over there to come help out, who he's now married to. And so I come back from my 3 hour class. So day one, Taylor is sitting in the same spot I left her, and Tim and his girl at the time are sitting there. Was like, she ain't moved. I was like, I told you, like Winnie the Pooh, she's good. But that she changed me to tell me I have to do better for us.
Right.
So and when you talk about a community between Tim and Bobby, these are my homies. They helped me watch her during those times until I got things figured out to find daycare, all these other things. They help me out, and those are my boys. Those are homies that a community starting off. You have
And
true
that
friends gonna dive in to help.
to add to that, man, because we was in Indiana, as
Mhm.
well, right?
Yep.
And that's when my wife was at Purdue. I was at IU on accident. I didn't know that was going to happen, but I just went there. Um, but it having having my daughter, it taught me to look at family differently,
Mhm.
right? When we were raising my daughter, because myself and my wife, we didn't raise our child in the conventional, you know, family, grandmother, grandfather, aunt. No, it wasn't like that, right? For us, it was friends. Like our
Yeah.
friends were our family. Like like I said, Taylor's your little cousin, what I'm saying? A bunch of people at Purdue, at the time, because we didn't raise our kids around family because
Mhm.
we were somewhere else. So that showed me, you know what? I can create my own family.
Right.
I can create my own. I didn't think about that because sometimes we feel that we're stuck in the family that we have.
Mhm.
Man, I can't mean. Yeah, I mean, you suck with their blood, true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But also, family can hurt you more than they can help you. I
family
say
can.
that all the time.
Oh
They can
God,
hurt you
man,
more than they can help you.
man. You gotta get it right. Blood family. You gotta say
Blood
blood.
family. Blood
Blood.
family.
They can.
Yeah.
They
They
think that
can. They have the
they're
ability to if you allow them to. Not
if you allow
always.
them to.
Yeah.
They think they're more important than they really are.
Yeah.
They
Mhm.
think they have more say so in your child's life than they really
Mhm.
do,
Yep.
right? And this is my thing. If and I'm not gonna go too far off, right? But if you weren't around to help my child in any way, if you weren't around, send money or saying something, if you weren't around, then don't come in thinking that you can tell me how to parent or what to do with my child. And you
Mhm.
can you can you can hear that in my voice, like, oh, somebody must have did that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see the steam coming out through that hat.
Man, hey man, I'm telling you, man, so many of these, quote unquote, blood relatives, they have all this advice, and if they not in your situation, Mike, they can't say nothing to you.
Yeah.
If they weren't around to help you raise your children or your child, then shut up.
Right.
Like I'm saying that on camera, shut up.
Okay. So you
You
talking
know
to
what I'm
somebody.
saying?
I'm not gonna ask you who you talking to, but I'm gonna
Oh,
refer.
no,
I'm
no,
a
no. I'm talking to the people to where they were supposed to be supportive, but they was not.
yeah. I got you. I got
You
you.
know what I'm saying? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, this. But I don't blast people. I don't do all
Yeah.
that, man.
We're not
But
here to do that. We're here to uplift. We're here to uplift. So
yeah,
here's a
but this is
question.
emotion. This is emotion
This is
too,
motion. Yeah, it is
right?
100%. 100%. So here's the thing. Like I'm gonna ask you a question, but I'm gonna answer it so you can understand what I'm asking.
Okay.
What was the one thing that you were taught growing up that you wanted to debunk or not bring into to you as a father raising your kid? Right. The one thing that I hated growing up was kids couldn't intermingle with the grown up. This is grown folk business. Y'all got to go over there. I hated that.
You had that
I
as a child or
as a
now as an
child,
adult?
as
Okay.
a
Okay.
child, and I hated it. I hated as
Okay.
an adult. If we should not be so, if they're not going to learn it from your parents, they're going to learn it in the streets. So why not
Yeah.
just allow them to be around you? And if they hear something that you wasn't expecting to hear at that point in time, you got to sit down and talk to them and
Hmm.
and say, okay, this is what that really meant. This is what it's about. I think I believe strongly Taylor developed better and faster as a kid, and she's more cognitively aware of life and what's going on because I did not shield her from adults.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
remember being at a cookout in Indiana, um, a friend's house, and I'm having Taylor's with me. She's probably 7 years old, right?
Okay.
There's some other kids there, but I'm over here in the corner of the backyard with some other adults, and I'm like, okay, where's Taylor? And I look over beyond. Taylor has an audience of 8 adults just yapping and talking, and they just laughing, giggling, having a good time, and they just are interacting.
Hmm.
Like that teaches skill. Like that's a skill that cannot be taught, but you have to experience it. And like if
Yeah.
I didn't give her that, she wouldn't be. She's a store manager at Foot Locker. She wouldn't have the ability to conversate and talk with people and talk with her boss the appropriate way because she lacked that skill and that growth mechanism growing up. Like she learned it early and is helping her out right now.
I agree with that, man, because I talk to my like I said, we talk about sex, you know, when my kids, well, like when my the ones who can understand it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely open with them, but sometimes I'm like, this grown folk, I guess in a way I partly agree with it because sometimes they try to intervene and then you kind of got to say, Miss Grown Folk Business, that comment wasn't appropriate. But so it is
Yeah.
still it's still a teaching moment. So I can see how that, you know, that statement is true, you know, as far as what you said. I
Is there an
completely agree.
age? Is there an age where like it's not grown folk business anymore? You can
Well,
be involved.
I don't think it was ever grown folk business. I just think it's my business and I don't want you to know about it. Right?
Yeah,
You know,
that's different.
that's
That's different.
different, right, and
I think that's different.
I think that's what a lot of grown people mean to say, "This is my business,
Hmm.
I don't need your input,"
Yeah.
right? Whether you 60 or whether you 6.
And but I felt like that pushes saying this is grown folk business. That pushes them to find out more about life amongst their friends who don't know about life. So they're
Mhm.
learning life from the wrong people.
Like, like, my kids know I drink liquor, my kids know, you know, I go out and I smoke a cigar, you know, in front of them. I mean, not in front of them, but they know that, "Hey, I seen daddy smoke a cigar before." Like, alright, you know what I'm saying? This is I want them to know that, you know, it's okay to do certain things, but you just have to be responsible when you do it.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So if they see me, you know, drinking and they know, okay, man, well, he ain't getting drunk. Okay, I know probably have like one drink, you know, because that's typically what I usually have, just one drink. Well, I'm sorry, one glass, and I have multiple drinks in my glass.
Yeah, because you know they got one glass of wine. You can actually pour a full bottle in one glass of wine.
But what you
But
talking
you got
about? I
one
know what you're talking
glass.
about. Oh man. Let me see.
Oh,
I'm trying to answer your question because I'm trying to think about what is it, you know, growing up I didn't like, you know, as far as because I know that.
that you were like, I'm not gonna do that with my kids.
I would say with my kids,
Mm.
you know what I'm
You never
saying?
whooped them?
I popped them on the hand, you know what I'm
Oh,
saying? You know, but it's
I
one of
can't
that.
say the same.
But let me tell you why it is. Because like the first time I popped my kids, let's say my son, you know, he was doing something. I popped him on the butt, and he looked at me like this. I said, "Okay, this ain't gonna work for him, right?"
Cause you popped them, you ain't whoop them.
No, no, but the thing is, he wasn't old enough for a whooping. But
Uh-huh.
that pop should have made him cry a little bit, but it didn't.
Yeah, it didn't.
It didn't. So once I realized that, I would, you know, I remember when I got, you know, jacked up by my pop, it only made me angry
Uh-huh.
because after a while, I didn't cry no more. After a while, it didn't even hurt. I used to lick my finger and put tears, you know, on my, you know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't hurting anymore. So this whole time, I was getting angrier and angrier and angrier until I actually put hands up with my dad. Me and him,
Mhm.
we put hands up.
And he knocked you
Definitely.
out, huh?
He sure did. He did. He
I can see
did.
your pops like,
He
nigga,
knocked
what?
he he knocked me out. Well, okay,
Oh,
he didn't punch me in my face, like, he punched me so hard in my chest that
you
I
like,
just was like yeah, I was happy I was on the ground, and he stood over me like, you know, Ali and was it who was it on the ground? That picture with Ali
was
on
it
the, with
Fraser?
Frazier?
Yeah.
He stood over me like that, and I'm like I was like, okay, from that day forward, I have never, and he never had to whoop me. He never, we never, you know, fought or nothing like that. That was it. I seen my dad become a 22-year-old man all over
Mhm.
again.
So is it the same thing that is this the same question? So I'm thinking as you're talking, I'm like, it comes to mind at what point we mimic we mimic what our parents did until we realize this isn't right.
Yeah.
Is that a accurate statement?
Oh,
Did
absolutely,
you went through that phase? Okay. So
absolutely.
what was it, the whooping that you recognized, the snap was like, "Okay, this ain't right," 'cause that's how I was raised, but me doing this ain't right. What was it for you that
You mean
you
that
started
moment
mimicking?
or that okay, when I started, because that moment, that punch made me not want to do it no more. Honestly,
Mhm,
it wasn't like, oh, it wasn't an aha moment. But a aha moment is when, you know, I had a parent stand with me and I realized a lot of the flaws that I didn't really care for in myself. I seen it and I seen where it came from because I seen it in that parent. And
mhm,
once you start seeing the fault, because we know the flaws that we have in ourselves. You know,
yep,
if you really understand who you are, and you see it, and you see your parent do it, and you're like, oh man, I do the same thing.
mhm,
And what when I started seeing that, then and this is recent, man. This is like at the age of 47. You know what I'm saying? No,
nice.
I probably
Mhm,
45. I started to kind of realize that. And since then, that's the day of my new birth
mhm,
because I wanted
yeah,
to become better. So now when it happens, I have to check myself because now I see it.
yeah.
Nobody has to tell me that anymore. What about you?
I think what that brings a point, because yeah, it's not even always when you're raising your child in the house and they're a kid.
Yeah.
For me, I was going through therapy when I was, I'm still going. I need to find another therapist. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
But when I was seeing a therapist like a year and a half ago, um, they had brought some stuff to my attention to where it's like I saw how the negative things that I interpreted as a child, I was reinforcing as a parent,
Hmm.
or I was holding back from my daughter because of the past trauma that I didn't realize I was dealing with. So I literally had to sit my daughter down and be like, this was literally a year and a half ago. It's like, I've been doing this all wrong. Um, she stayed with me until 7 months ago. She's always been with me until 7 months ago.
Yep.
So, um, and so up until like prior to us, her staying and doing her thing, it was I came to the realization like I'm doing this all wrong. So I had to sit her down, apologize to her because I don't want her to end up. We talked about on the another previous episode about the trauma that I'm dealing with not being enough from some words
Hmm.
that my father said. I didn't realize that. So once I realized that, I had to talk to my daughter. It was like, can we have a serious conversation? Have I ever done anything that makes you feel this way, not want you to be close to me? And we've had a conversation, and there are some things that, I've tried to force her to do. And, um, whether it was being a Bible thumping Pentecostal and you got to live this way. And it did cause us to, to veer apart when she was a
Yeah.
teenager. And I had to apologize for that because I didn't realize what I was doing until a year and a half ago. And I swear that conversation, we've always been close. She's my ride or die always.
Yeah.
But that conversation changed the complexity of our relationship too. It's like now, that made us stronger, because I don't know if she realized that I was remorseful, and I approached her about it. It wasn't like she came to me about I'm dealing with X, Y, and Z. It was like, I'll tell you, I realized I wasn't the best parent that I could possibly be, and this is why. This is things I know that I did that tried to force upon you that I saw that now I'm looking back pulled us apart.
Hmm.
And she was grateful that we had the conversation, and that opened up communication lines for us to be able to talk more about things. But that was a vulnerable moment for me to be able to admit that, like as a parent, like I didn't do it right, but it's not too late for me to correct it
That's
and do
it.
better.
We do the best that we can, man. We do the
Yeah,
best that we can, and we're gonna mess up somewhere.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As long as we know, as long as we, teach our children, how to speak up for themselves, so we know when we mess up. 'Cause sometimes we don't know when we messed up.
It's true. It's true. We don't know.
So, hopefully we raise our children to be able to, first of all, we have to be approachable for our children to be able to come to us
Mhm.
to let us know that, whatever we said or did affected them. We
Right,
have to be comfortable enough and, and brave enough because it's going to take a lot to come up to dad. Like
right.
if you, man, I tell my daughter, I said, challenge me, but we better be ready to be challenged too.
Yeah,
Cause I know that I'm doing the best that I can. And if I'm not doing it right and you call me out, thank you. Cause you
that's
just made
yeah,
me a better dad.
and that's the thing. It was through therapy that I realized that some of the things that my parents said affect or was still affecting me in a not so good way today, and I had to, number 1, come to terms with that, and I had to be like, "Dang, did I do that with my daughter?" And I
Mm,
had to sit down and have that conversation, like, if I did these are things looking back that I know probably could have affected you. I'm sorry for it. Is there anything else? And, so we've had to have that conversation, and that was to me, that was a breakthrough moment, you know?
yeah.
So and that kinda leads into the next question too, is like, did your daughter reveal how you as a man still needed to grow?
All the time, every day, man. Every day.
In what way?
Professionally, you know, I would say being able to I never had an issue with expressing myself. Actually, me expressing myself is what got me into a lot of trouble. No. So, I guess I think one of the big things, after having them, because at a certain point, your kids are going to see the BS that you trying to pull over their eyes.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're going to see it. So I have to tell myself, oh, I got a little bit more time before I don't have to fake it no more. A little bit more time before she realized, who the crazy parent, who the crazy, because after a while, they gonna see like, okay, because I see her now. She looking every time I respond. I see her looking. I see her
Mhm.
looking how I respond, or when her mother speak, how I respond to her mother and things like that. So she's looking. So it's causing me to pay more attention to my responses to anything that I do. Right. So I'll tell you now, like me, I'm a yeller. I'm not a whooper. Like like I don't need to whoop my kid because my voice alone is a whooping in itself. You know what I'm saying?
I'm laughing because I don't see it. You don't
Right,
scare
Mo.
me.
Right. But no, it's just like first of all, I give my kids facts, but with a voice of God gave us men this voice. Our
Mhm.
voices are incredible. They're powerful. Man, we can do so much with our voices, as it relates to our families. You know what I'm saying? We are like, we can make the house shake if we wanted to with our
Mhm.
voices. And I don't mean just being loud, just being, the things that come out of our mouth. We can come in and change the whole energy of a room.
Mhm.
Mom can't, I don't care what anybody say, mom can't do that. Mom just can't walk in and change the energy of the room. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? They can if they start talking about stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? Respectfully,
Mhm.
but dads, we walk in, they had a hard day at work. You know that something isn't right, right? With the energy. And that's a lot of power and responsibility.
Does that so that's gonna take us down another path. I don't wanna go too
Yeah.
far
Okay.
down it, but, like, does it have to be that way? Because we grew up in an age where men were the disciplinarian, right? My mom disciplined us too. Don't like my mom's whooping were worse than my dad's, but but my mom loved us in such a different way that it was like uh, it was a different type of reverence, you know.
Hmm.
Um, the father is the fear, like it was fearful, like it was. That's how I see it.
Your
Father
dad
came in the
was.
room,
Your
it was
dad is.
fear.
He's still scary, man.
Yeah, it was fear. Like pops came in the room, you like, oh shoot, it was
He just
fear.
and he never said nothing, right?
Yeah, moms came in the room, it was like, you're like, so I think they're both gave a different type of reverence and respect. Where there's fear, there's different type of leadership. There's authoritative leadership, which like I'm the dad, you gonna listen to me and do what I say. Yeah, that's that. And then you have that leader who leads with love. I think that's a difference. My mom led with love.
Yes. Yeah. See, I mean, if you look at it, are you Martin Luther King or are you Malcolm X? You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like,
there you go. There you go.
and see, I look at it as I don't look at it as I'm dad. I look at it as this is my house, but this is your home. So as the owner of this house, the person who is, taking care of this house, the person, the owners, me and my wife, as the owners of this house, these are the rules and this is how you behave in this house. Had nothing with
Hmm.
me doing dad. It has to do with maintaining uh, a secure household, a loving household, a safe, like I said, safe and secure. So, like I said, it's more for me. It's more of a owner than like owner of the home, then I'm the dad, you have to listen.
Hmm. So in that space of growing up and everything you experienced as a kid, as an adult, like what have women in general, whether it's your daughters, your moms, your sisters, your wife, taught you about
You trying to get me in trouble.
what kind of man you need to be?
You don't get me in trouble with this one, man. I've been drinking too.
Hey, hey, truth, what they call
Um,
it, truth
okay,
juice.
okay. Yeah, before I got there was a question. Before we answer that question, can we come back to that question?
Yeah,
Right
we can
there,
come
I
back.
mean, but because the question I want to ask, that your question will lead right into that one, right?
Hmm.
I think it was, what is it that a woman said to you that changed the way you see women? Was that the
We didn't
question?
answer that.
I don't think we did. I don't think we asked that question. Like,
We didn't ask
what?
it, or we didn't answer it.
I don't think we ask it. Ask it.
Ask,
Um, a-
ask it,
ask it. A S
ask,
K E D. A S K E D.
AXE.
Like, what? Do you remember that moment? I think you said it was a moment uh that a woman told you something or said something that changed the way you seen
Deron,
women.
that's the next question. See, you jumping ahead.
My
Is
bad.
it which women in your life challenge you the most and why? That one?
I think it was more, what did they say? Not challenge. What did they say that made you look at women differently?
That's down
What?
the road, man.
Okay. Well, I wanted to answer that question anyway, man. What is
Well,
it?
let's just jump to it.
Okay.
Hold on, let's pause because I want to find the right question.
It was early in
Oh
that.
yeah, I got you. No, it's phase five. Phase
Okay.
five. Um, what's one thing a woman said to you that permanently changed how you showed up as a man?
Hmm.
So you wouldn't just
I,
jump over
yeah.
everything right to that.
I don't know. I would feed because I had an answer written down already. I was like,
All
and
right,
it
well,
takes
come
me
on, let's
back
go.
because this is not therapy, right? So,
Uh,
and I told you that probably in previous episodes that when I was 13, I had my first girlfriend, right? And one thing she told me was, and this is the first girlfriend I liked, and I was excited and everything, walking her home, and it was a long way home. I walked her, and right before I was about to leave, she says, "I like your best friend."
mm, crushed you.
Crushed me to this point, and that's one thing I remember. At that moment, I told myself that I will never let a woman, you know, break my heart again.
Mhm. So does that
And
mean that you see now hold on. Does that mean you're holding back from your current wife?
absolutely.
So she's not getting the full excuse me, she's not getting the fullness of who you are
She getting
because you're
80%.
afraid.
She getting 80%.
Does she know that? Or she about
We
to
talk
find out?
but yeah, but you have to remember this happened when I was younger. So
And you still hold on to it.
even if I wanted to let it go, it's something that I still held on to, right? It's something that I am learning how to grow out of.
Mhm,
You know what I mean? And yeah, ever since that moment, to me, how I seen women was okay, they are going to disappoint me. Because most of the women in my life, from, you know, um, my mom when she left, when my parents got divorced, they got
mhm,
divorced, and I ended up living with my dad. So in my head, my mom left, right? In my head, from my girlfriend telling me, well, my ex-girlfriend, ex-girlfriend telling me that from other women, growing up being around y'all, I was just like, okay, that's the type of dudes women like. Cause me, I don't, I'm gonna just say it. I think I was the nicest of all the time. I'm gonna say it.
you're the nicest.
I was the nicest of
What that
all the
what does
guys
that
growing up.
mean?
What that means is I was the as far as women, I was the one that women would probably run over, right? I don't think like they didn't run over y'all. Y'all just y'all was
Ah,
y'all had well for me, for what I seen. Mind you, we were kids. We were like it started around 10. I think we started liking girls 10, 11, 12, something like that. But we were liking girls someone like for me, women were queens. Yes, what it
yeah,
was more
yeah.
whatever you like, whatever I got you, whatever you like, because I wanted to treat a woman like a queen. But eventually, what I found, and you know my baby brother, right?
Mhm,
The one who's locked up right now, right? He he lived a different type of life, right?
mhm.
And I seen him one day walk up to a woman, professional, and grab her number. And I tried to say, "Hello, how are you?" And I get brushed off.
You weren't the only one. I still do that to this day. "Hey, how
Well,
you
well,
doing? Hey, how you doing?" Don't work
no,
nowadays.
but see, growing up, you were a kid. All you knew was to treat women nicely.
Yeah,
That's
and
all
you
you knew.
still treat them nicely,
And it still don't work.
and they
So this is
don't yeah, they
this
still
is
don't
look. This is what I found. I found, and I'm not saying this is the right thing to do, but it was at one point I was in college, and the woman was she was just going off on me for some reason, and I said, you know what, you need to shut the hell up. I said it was accident. It just kind of came out, and she
she
started
was
liking
like
me,
she was like, she melted.
dog. It
I don't get
Hey,
that.
I don't dog, when that happened, that changed the whole way I approach women. So I
Mhm.
give them a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of and I'm not some thug or hood, I'm not that. I was raised in the hood, but I don't claim to be, but I know how to stick up for myself.
Mhm.
And ever since then, ever since that shut the hell up moment, I said, "Oh, this is what y'all want. This is what," and it's been working up to this point. Now I don't do it in my
Is
marriage.
that is
I
that
don't tell my wife this. I don't. I completely. I
is
just
that how
want to put
you
it out
got your
there.
shine?
How did I get to Sean? No, 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 no. No, with her it was different. With her, I liked her so much that I was scared. I was really,
Mhm.
really like it was a scary moment. But then after a while, once I got her phone number, that's the hardest part for me getting the number. At the number, I'm good, right? So I got the number and I started exercising and just beasting out. And she started seeing me and my wife being seeing my muscles, the way, and I was hanging around certain type of people, and I was like, I got my street card and all that type stuff, and she liked it. And you know what? Don? I'm just a nice guy. I want all women to be. treated like queens. But for some reason, when you treat a woman like a queen, when you're
They
dating,
run
when
over
you
you.
treat, you get run over, and then you get then this other cat who calls them B's and H's and all that type of stuff. You ever see these women dancing to the music? Hey, B's and they just grew, man. I'm sitting here like
Mhm.
I am like confused, dog.
Yeah, yeah. That's a whole nother
So
topic right
so so
there.
that's what I wanted to get into. Yeah, that moment it changed the way that I approach women, and I
Mhm.
mean many times changed the way that I treat them.
Yeah,
Well, not at that time. Now, like I said, I've been married for 17 years. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? The woman that I got wants to be treated like a queen and is treated like one. Because if she wasn't, I guess we'll be divorced right now.
yeah. You said something earlier about your daughter always paying attention to what you're saying. Do you realize why she's paying attention?
Because she want to call me out.
No.
If I,
She's
do I?
trying to she's trying I feel, I'm not no expert.
Okay.
I think she's trying to define love. She's remembering every interaction. So when all she knows, and we've experienced this, all you know is mommy and dad. That's all you know. So how mom treats dad is what she sees as love, and how
Hmm.
dad treats mom is what she sees as love. So she's clocking and remembering every interaction between you and your wife. So when she starts to have a relationship, she's gonna be expected to be treated the way that you treated Sean.
Oh yeah, bet. Now, and I tell her this. I said, do not find. I said, if whenever you get with somebody, don't get with somebody that treats you the way I treat you, because you only have one dad. So don't
Mhm.
try to get that. You get someone to treat you the way I treat your mama.
Mhm. Yeah.
Look at the way I treat your mama. That's what you want. You don't want the because if you try to find a guy that treats you the way I do, you're gonna be highly disappointed because
Yeah.
he ain't your dad.
Right. Because you've been doing something right for 17 years. You've been doing something right.
You know what I'm saying? I can't talk about the godly married. We do we engage in activities that
Let's say the
no,
marriage is undefiled in the bed.
hey, 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 hey.
Hey, 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 hey,
So and
hey.
this is sidebar. So I own, like I said, I own some land like right down the street from my
Oh,
house,
I
right?
couldn't tell from your shirt. I couldn't tell.
My daughter got me this.
Okay.
When I bought my first piece of land, she bought me this shirt for Father's Day. But
Dope. That's dope.
yeah, so we went down to the land, right? It's like 2 acres right down the street.
Mhm.
Got in the truck, went to the woods, and I'm telling you, if any point in time in your life, right, you with somebody, if you want to have unlimited sex all the time, go to the woods. Hey, hey, it is, it is researched. It is there. For
Oh.
some reason, once you get out in the woods, you will stand as tall as them trees, dog. It's something
Okay.
out. It is something out there in the air when you're around all them trees.
I mean,
And I'm
nature
telling you, I think
was.
in one night, I think I went at least, and this is not in my 20s. This is while in my 40s, good 40s, 5 times in one night
Mm.
while I'm in
With
the
no pill?
woods. Nah, I don't take no pills no more, man. Go to the woods. Go to the woods. Hey, I'm
Go to
telling
the
you,
woods.
you think I'm playing? Anybody out there, go to the woods.
All
You
right, y'all heard it here first.
Adam and Eve it, man. Adam and Eve it. I'm telling you, it is. Oh man, I think I'm gonna go tonight, but it's too cold. Shrinkage and all.
Oh man, I have to remember that for when my time come back around. You know.
telling you,
All
you
right.
know,
We gon'
hopefully we have everything, you know, like whenever you guys decide to come, I'm with, and we're trying to build a little house for us on this wooded lot.
mm, all
Because
right.
I'm gonna put a fence around it, and we're gonna walk butt naked on the field.
Moving on.
Marriage, marriage is cool if you let it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, if you got if the right person, 100%. 100%. All right. So that's a great convo. I'm not trying to. We could joke
Oh
and
yeah, yeah,
laugh,
no
and but
problem. Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
it's all
truth.
good.
There was truth in that.
Yeah.
That was truth in that. I'm not denying that. I gotta go to the woods one of these days.
All right.
All
What
right.
about you,
So
man? Question right back at you. Anything
mhm,
a woman said to make you kind of change the way you see them?
I believe I have the utmost respect for black women. Like there's no other way to say it. The utmost respect for black women, and I believe the the true power in life is in the tongue of a black woman.
Okay.
That's my belief. I believe they can destroy you, or they could make you, like you said earlier, they could destroy you, or they can make you Popeye. They can make you the strongest man, He-Man, Popeye. They can make you the strongest person on earth just by the how they say certain things and what they say. Um, I was married once before, and the thing that destroyed me was at not having that partnership to like be vulnerable enough to know when I'm struggling and when I'm going through something. I remember going through just having a tough time at work and life, and I'm at home. Like, there's two situations that come to mind. I'm at home, like at my desk, and I'm literally like this, just trying to just trying to figure it out. Just trying to wrap my mind around what's going on, what I need to do, what's my next move. And at the time, my wife at the time walks by the room and sees me and just starts berating me. Like, if you don't get your fucking ass up and act like a man and quit moping around
Mm,
this motherfucker, like, just like went in. I'm just like, beat a nigga while he down, Like that changed me. And another situation with that individual was, you know, when I was at work and we lived like probably like 45 minutes away from my job. I got off early, came home and took a nap, and we decided that like, okay, my nights to cook are these 2 nights and hers were these 2 nights. She had a full-time job. She was nursing, and I got home early. It's my night to cook, but I got home early. I was tired in the mud, so I took a nap, and and the I interpret it as it being purposeful because I didn't have like, say women want, men want women to have their meal cooked when they get home. I guess she was expecting that because it was my night to cook. I was gonna do it. I just needed a quick little nap,
all
but she
right.
must have got home early herself. And instead of like making sure our bedroom door was closed and her doing whatever, door wide open, she clanging and banging stuff in the kitchen, making the loudest noise possible to wake me up out of spite because stuff wasn't ready when she got home. And it was like those two things was like it's like when can we rest?
Mm,
Like that strikes another to this day. When can we rest? So now I'm hesitant to show those type of emotions in front of someone because
yeah.
that led to you yelling at me trying to figure out life, me going through whatever I'm going through at that time was work, you know, not going the way it should be going, led me to the point of like you yelling at me and like kicking me while I'm down. Me trying to get some rest because life is just hard. I need a little nap before I get back into my duties. Those instances like told me that like I can't be that person, or I got to find the right person to be that around. I'll put it that way. Say I can't beat it, but that I think that still affects me because I'm hesitant to be yourself. I'm hesitant to be myself.
Yeah.
I'm hesitant to rest. Hesitant to show vulnerability because my past has told me that it's going to come back at me in a negative way. So I think those things change me, and I'm trying to break through that because the right person will understand that. So I believe, and and I don't know if it's to my detriment, but I live and breathe off of everything a black woman
Right.
says. The right woman, so they could encourage you. And that's the thing is, someone that's trying to help you can actually hurt you more than you realize because like if someone has a helping spirit and they're just trying to help you and everything they're trying to help you in is you're interpreting as you have been doing it wrong. So now you
Mm,
internalize, I haven't done nothing right. So dang, can I ever do anything right in this woman's eyes? That can destroy you. So it's like I think women have a lot of pressure that they don't understand how their words affect a man. And that's what I like part of us doing this is helping them understand. Are we 100% right? Are we perfect? No, but this is just some insight into like we all have to be careful how we say things.
absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
and I think I'm a person that believes that the power of life and death is in a woman's tongue. And they can uplift you or they could destroy you. And they can make you I saw this one Instagram post by this girl. This girl said, I let my man know everything he do is amazing. If he fart, oh, your fart smells so good. Like, like
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
she was like, it was kind of facetious, but it was some truth
Mhm.
behind that. If you pour that into a man, he gonna make sure your life is the best life you ever had. Like, and
You
then
doing your job, he doing his.
now how do you give constructive criticism? I've seen another woman say that I'm gonna let him fail. He's right until he fails. And I'm not gonna berate him when he fails. I'm just like, okay, now what's next? How do we get out of it? And she's still gonna be there to encourage him and lift him up and make sure that he's doing what he needs to do. So his confidence is at an all-time high to ensure that she's not destroying him in the process of helping him.
Right.
So yeah, I think those instances are some that kind of changed how a woman has affected me in the to like watch how I be around other women. And it's not I'm saying this right. I don't know if I've gotten over it.
That makes sense. And it's gonna take
Yeah.
some time. You gotta give give love a chance, man. And I think that's it's what it is. It doesn't matter. Well, although we've been through a lot,
Mm,
it as relates to being in relationships, it's all a gamble, man.
yeah.
I mean, I've seen people get divorced after 30, 40, 50 years of marriage.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? And it's all about how you see marriage. You know what I'm saying? I see marriage, like I said before, I see marriage as a stock market. The longer you marry, the better your stock.
yeah. You
You
said
know what
that.
I'm saying? So as long as I stay married, my stock
um,
could go up, and I become more and more desirable, like this empty glass of wine.
but okay. You can stay married, but are you happy?
Oh,
So there was a video. And I wish I may add a link to this when we drop
okay.
this.
Uh-huh.
There's a video of this interviewee asking this lady, "Oh, you've been married for so long." Like, "Oh, she's like, yeah, marriage is great." And then instead of him asking her, "Is she happy?" he asks, "Is he happy?" And she's like
She said,
dumbfounded.
yes, because they don't know.
Because she's like, no one's ever asked that question. Is the man happy? I hate that saying, "Happy wife, happy life." I hate that because it totally
Hey,
destroys anything the man is going through and his feelings.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't matter what
Hey,
he's going through. It only the only concern and care is her, which is not is which destroys men's mental health.
yeah, yeah. Happy spouse, happy house.
Happy spouse, happy house. That goes both ways.
Well, that's for
Yeah,
the man version. That's the man version. Happy spouse, happy
yeah,
house. You know.
yeah.
But I mean, we go through. I mean, you've been married before. There's periods of, you being happy, you being unhappy. There's periods of that. But when once you see that, like I'm a result of like parents being together and being divorced,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
and what I notice is this. What I as far as my experience, that people are. It takes a while. People can stay in unhappiness for a while, right? You can be unhappy for a long time. Then you have that period of, oh, that moment of happiness. Then you have, so it all depends on what you are willing to take, or what you are willing to yeah, what you're willing to take. Now, I asked people who were divorced. I said, "You can do it all over again, would you?" They said, "Yep," and I wouldn't get divorced. I wouldn't leave. I'll just hold it. I'll just wait because I know eventually it's going to get better. Talk to
Mhm.
people who are divorced, and not the ones who remarried. Don't talk to them, right? Because obviously there's something different. But the people who are divorced, ask them, would you go back if you had the chance? There you go. There's a question to put in the chat. Would you go back if you now that you know?
I met That's a good question. And I met this lady a couple weeks ago, and she's older than me.
Okay,
She was married for 20 something years, got a
okay.
divorce, and she said she never wants to get married again. I didn't ask her would she go back and do it over. I asked her would she marry again, and she said no.
Oh, well, see, that's different. Now, if you asked me if
It's
I would
different.
oh yeah, yeah. Who said it before? It was Mother of the King wife, Miss Coretta Scott, right?
Hmm.
They
Oh,
asked her.
that's a hard act to follow. Now,
And
come
that's
on.
exactly what that's exactly what she said. She said
But
because
they
he
didn't get
was
a
a
divorced. They didn't
right, but
divorce.
but they if they would, she said she wouldn't remarry because he is a hard act to follow. You know what I'm saying? Like if you ask me, hey man, if you got the would you remarry if you got divorced? I don't know, man, because I put in work, man.
Yeah,
I put in it's hard to get a divorce once you put in work. Like with the
yeah.
kids, like with multiple kids, with multiple homes, with all this type of stuff. It ain't honestly, it don't have anything to do with how much stuff you not for me. You know what I'm saying? Because if I get divorced, you take it all. Just give me my wallet. I can do it all over again. I don't
Give me
need
my TV and my
no.
surround sounds. That's
Just
all I
give me
need.
all I need is my all I need is my wallet. You can take
Mm,
everything else. This my divorce would be the easiest divorce there is. You know
mhm,
what I'm saying? Because I know my worth and I know that I'm a good catch because I met a lot of husbands. And a lot
mhm.
of husbands don't do what I do. And I probably talk a good game and talk what I talk and everything is true. But you know what? I also put in work
Yeah.
with my family. So I mean, when it comes to Ti, the rapper, he said something interesting. He was like, "Wealth is not about how much money you have, because I seen a whole lot of poor people with a lot of money."
Mm,
He said, "Wealth is about the priceless assets, the price, pretty much the things that are priceless in your life. How many things that you have that are priceless in your life, right? I have my family, right? Like I have my wife, I have my children, I have my health, I have my sanity, right? These all this is priceless,
mhm.
right? So I don't know where I was going with that, but
I don't know, but like you're making all the sense in the world. So I'll say this. This has been a great convo. I'm gonna end off with how has a woman, I'm gonna say my daughter, affected me to be a better person. I think that's
Okay.
the thing. How do women make you better?
Mm,
And this in this case is my daughter. To this day, she's 25 years old, about to turn 26 in March. And to this day, I strive to be a better person because of her. She, despite everything that she's been through, which she's been through a lot, like we said
mhm.
before.
Yeah.
I don't know if we said, did we talk about it before?
Yeah.
She had an aneurysm that burst at the age of 5. She was hospitalized. She has open brain surgery. So the doctor told her at the age of 14, when she's very aware of what's going on in life, that you're gonna have another aneurysm. It's just a matter of time. And I'm still pissed off to this day that the doctor said that in front of her. Tell me that without her in the room. So she's living with this fear that at any day life can change. And now she's developed seizures that if she's overstimulated, she'll
Mhm.
start seizing. But this, you talking about the happiest, joyful person I've
Right?
ever met.
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely, man.
despite everything she's been through, she is the happiest person I've ever seen in my life. She is the most joyful, and it's to the sometimes it's like to the point. It's like, girl, can you tone it down? But it's like I can't say that because like I wish I had that. And maybe she does an amazing job at hiding the fact of when she's down. But this girl she has an energy that I would just want to pour into the bottle and drink because like she is amazing. She's teaching me to have that joyfulness in life regardless of what's going on. She's teaching me to be a better man because um like I deserve to be a better man and I deserve what life has in store, but I can't let the negativity
Yeah.
just destroy that. And she's a prime example of like life's gonna throw you some curveballs. And it's a matter of are you gonna drown in it or are you gonna be excited about all right, this is life. I'm gonna kick it in the ass. And she is kicking it in the ass. And every day we talk, it's a blessing and she's teaching me and she don't realize she's gonna hear this and she's probably gonna cry. Because I need to say this to her too more
Mhm.
often. Like she's amazing. So that woman, I can't even say girl. She's always gonna be my daddy's little girl, but like that woman right there, like every time I talk to her, it makes me a better person. Because I'm like, in my mind, I know what she's been through. When I'm talking to her, as I see her, I see the girl in the hospital with tubes up all over her, like IV, hair shaved from the open brain surgery. Like that's what I see her, and she just she's living life joyfully, happy, and is killing it. So,
Life is not about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself,
mhm,
which means it's pretty much be who you choose to be.
yeah,
You don't have to find yourself. You're right in front of there. You're right there. You be who you choose to be. If you want to be a person that's madly in love, okay, there's gonna always be a chance that your heart get broke. Always, even to I've been married. There's a chance.
always.
There's a chance. Even
She
with
could you could walk into her cheating, even though she ain't tell you she been cheating for the past.
yeah, right, right, right.
You said you didn't want to know.
No, but no, but you're absolutely right because we don't know. Like you just said about your daughter, man. At any point, something can happen. Same
Mhm,
thing in any one of our situations, right? So what you scared of? That
mhm,
right there, you have it right there. A prime example. I ain't talking about you as a world. I'm talking about you as in Mike,
mhm.
right?
No,
What are
I hear you.
you? What are you afraid of when you have a daughter that's right there showing you that you can still live, but also being aware of yeah, things can happen. But she didn't stop.
Mhm.
She's not talking about, well, let me go, talk to the doctor or let me go talk to this person, maybe go. No, she's living. And I seen her. She has really good energy, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you ain't got no excuse at all. You have no excuse, right, man? You got a powerhouse of a daughter right there showing you that anything is
Mhm.
possible if you want it to be. If you don't,
Yeah.
you gonna give every other you gonna give every excuse why you ain't doing something. Don't be a coward,
Mm.
even though I know you're not. Let me
But
straight.
words I need to hear
Yeah,
regardless.
yeah.
Yeah, words I need to hear regardless. So I hear you. With that said, Deron, I'm not even, that was the mic drop right there.
All right. All right. So what I want to say is, I probably said this before, but I can't remember it. So there's this coin that I keep, right? There's a coin, right? And anytime I'm meeting with any one of my clients, right, I let them know that there are two sides to every coin. Most often, we only look at one side, the bad, what's going wrong, what's wrong with me, I need to this, I need to do that. But the other side, I got good health, I got friends, I got a job, I got money. Now, are we completely happy? No, but at least we're balanced and we're able to make, you know, better choices when we're balanced, when we can see both sides of the coin. So I just encourage everyone, see both sides of the coin.
Mm,
Coin drop, baby.
coin drop. And with that, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Until next time, we'll holla. This is Don Talk.
Yes,
Truth,
sir.
real men, real talk, realness. We out.